Good morning. In this week's Torah portion, we have the last 3 of the 10 plagues. And as the Jewish people are preparing to go free, God instructs Moshe to tell the Jewish people to go to their Egyptian neighbors and ask them for the gold and silver. And indeed, the Jewish people received an abundance of gold and silver from their Egyptian neighbors, and they left Egypt with great wealth. And unfortunately, they used that gold and silver to create a golden calf and worship an idol. But the question is, why did God insist that they go out with the wealth of their Egyptian neighbors? Why was that a prerequisite to their going free? And the commentaries explain that when a person goes free, an essential component in freedom is that you're not only free physically from the trauma, from the oppression, but you also go free emotionally and psychologically and spiritually. If the Jewish people were to go free from Egypt but carry animosity, hatred, resentment towards the Egyptians, then they would always still be enslaved and bound to Egypt. And so the first lesson was that they had to let go of that hatred. And indeed, in the book of Deuteronomy, God says you shall not hate an Egyptian. And indeed, that is the secret to the freedom of the Jewish people throughout the generations, that we never carried hatred, because hatred only cripples and paralyzes a person. And that's why the commentators say God said, take the gold and the silver from your Egyptians, so at least you'll feel that you were compensated for your slavery. At least you will feel that there was goodwill shown to you, an admittance of guilt by the Egyptians, by them paying you for your servitude, which will help you find the emotional closure that you need to be a truly free nation. Indeed, in our generation, after the Holocaust, the Germans gave reparations to the Jews, to Israel. Of course, no money in the world can compensate for the murder of 6 million Jews, but it helps us let go of some of the anger and some of the hatred. Because as Abraham Tversky once said, to hate, to carry a grudge, is to let your enemy live in your head and in your heart rent-free. Just last week, there was a woman in London, her name is Lily Ebert. Lily Ebert turned 98 years old. She was a Holocaust survivor. And she and her family, she was the oldest of 6 children, lived in Hungary, and they were rounded up by the Nazis in 1944 and sent to Auschwitz-Birkenau. Her entire family was murdered in the concentration camps. But she and her sister managed to survive because they were sent to a work camp. She came to Switzerland after the war, after she was liberated in 1945, and then ultimately made her way to London. She started a family, got married, had 3 children, 10 grandchildren, and 34 great-grandchildren. Well, last week was her 98th birthday, and one of her great-grandchildren, Dov Foreman, an 18-year-old boy who goes to a Jewish day school, made a TikTok telling the story of his great-grandmother with a video about her, and telling the story how she survived the concentration camps and managed to build a beautiful family. And he asked everyone to please send birthday cards to his mother, his great-grandmother, on her 98th birthday. And lo and behold, his great-grandmother Lily last week received over 2,500 beautiful birthday cards from all over the world, from Jews, non-Jews, from people all over the world of goodwill, wishing her a happy birthday. And there was a picture in the press of her in a room filled with 2,500 Hallmark cards, beautiful cards from all over the world, people wishing her a happy birthday. And this 98-year-old woman says in the interview, the Nazis did not win, we won. And that's the way Jews take revenge. We don't take revenge by holding anger and grudges and hatred. We let go of that. We take revenge by building beautiful Jewish families and beautiful Jewish life. Have a wonderful day.